Good morning, dear procurement people, and here we are again with the ProcurementZen experience, and today we are going to start a new mini-series as we always talk about early involvement of procurement. Well, what could we do about that? One thing we could do is boost how others perceive us, and that's our next 5 days topic in our mini-series of how we can boost the procurement perception. And today we're going to start with having a killer profile. Are you ready? Then let's kick it off with the intro.
Are you looking to up your negotiation and procurement skills? You're in the right place. Welcome to Procurement Zen with your host, Phil Kowalski.
Alright, so this mini-series was actually inspired by an article I just read a few days ago, and it was how can you stand out as a procurement person. So first of all, why do you have to boost the perception of others or of you by others? That's the right way to say it. Well, I think several reasons. It first of all improves trust in you and the services you provide. And saying services, yes, we have covered that a few days ago. I definitely think that procurement is an internal service provider and that our demand owners are our customers. So, next topic, why you should boost your performance. That is, people, especially management, will involve you more, especially if you provide thought leadership. And we go into thought leadership and how to come up with unusual solutions in tomorrow's episode. But let me give you just another reason why I personally believe that you should boost the procurement perception, because as we also involve external facing measures, this in addition as a bonus effect, so to say, might lead to some interesting job offers. So the 5 topics we're going to cover in this series are having a killer profile, that's the topic of this episode, develop thought-provoking content, participate in events, and speak on stage. And yes, I know what that means for a lot of people. I didn't say it is easy. Creating your own brand and the major tool to do it. By the way, hint hint, that is super obvious. And the final episode of this mini-series is being controversial. So, today's topic, having a killer profile, what does that mean? Well, these days we're using a lot of virtual tools. We're still somehow, and not somehow, basically we're in the midst of it, of the COVID pandemic. And we have learned over the past months that we indeed can have negotiations over tools like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, etc. We use Microsoft Office quite a lot. I mean, if you're somehow in procurement for a few months, I bet you have seen hundreds and hundreds of Excel files. So all these tools, Teams and all the kind of stuff, they usually come with a profile. You have a picture to upload there, you can make a sentence or two about your person, about your role, about your function, whatever you want to say. And this is your opportunity to make a promise to anyone who reads it and to anyone who interacts with you. So this could be something like, I help the company to source at best total cost. I help my customers to smoothly go through the sourcing process. Remember the episode where we talked about customers as a synonym for demand owners? I said it before and it's still true. I fight unfair approaches forced upon us by salespeople out there. This is already controversial to a certain extent, so depending on the point of view, but we come to that in next Monday's episode. So also make sure, and please make sure, you really have a good and professional image of yourself in any of the profiles that you maintain. So what would you prefer? Let me just ask you that question. A professional image shot by a photographer or a crappy smartphone selfie in mommy's restroom? Maybe that's not what you want. So always make sure to use the same professional picture everywhere. That has to do with personal branding, also a topic we cover in that mini-series. But it should be the same everywhere. It should not be a crap picture here and a wonderful picture on LinkedIn. And we come to LinkedIn in a second. All right, so think also about a tagline. that you might want to add to your email signature. But Phil, our email signatures are regulated. We're not allowed to change anything in there. You know what? I don't care. Ours is as well, and I don't care. I simply adjust it. I'd rather ask for excuse than for approval. So, another topic could be, this could be something similar, so this tagline could be something similar to the few examples we've mentioned just a few minutes ago. So also make sure that your contact details are always correct. You don't want people to search for a way to contact you. I have my email address, email address is a given, but also my phone number in every single email I send, because I want to make it easy for people to reach out to me. You need to have a contact slide when you're doing a presentation. In internal directories, make sure that all information there is correct, and as I said, in your email signature. Major upgrade for a lot of people, your LinkedIn profile. And let me tell you a harsh truth. Nobody, I repeat it, nobody gives a shit about if your title reads Head of Indirect Procurement, Logistics, Sea Freight, or anything like this. Nobody cares. Nobody, right? Because this is all about you instead of what benefit you provide for others. That might be your title. You might be the head of indirect procurement, logistics, sea freight, but nobody cares. What people are drawn towards are interesting profiles. Profiles that send a message. What do you stand for? What is your statement? What service do you provide? We have just talked about a few examples. And mine, for example, speaks about getting results, thought leadership, and digitization. So, also when acting on LinkedIn, like and comment in a meaningful way. A like is nothing special, but if you could provide a good comment that motivates discussion, that's a huge step forward. You will stand out, and it's easier than you think if you just think a few moments about what you want to say, because 90% of your peers have not yet discovered what a great business platform LinkedIn is. So they just push stupid stuff down your throat. I have done this, my new role, I spoke here. That's lame, guys. What value do you provide? And don't be that person, stand out and shine. So, bonus tip, I also adjusted my desktop background on my laptop to subtly transport my message. Basically, it reads how can I say that? A quote that supports my message, and whenever I share my screen, I make sure that people first see that message, and that very subtly transports my message. So Quote Fancy, and I link it in the description below, is a good page for that. Find a quote that supports your message and download an according background image and apply it to your screen. So that's it for today already. Having a killer profile to boost how others perceive you as a procurement pro. As always, you can find the podcast version, if you're watching this on YouTube, over at procurementzen.com/043. That's procurementzen.com/043 for episodes 43. Don't hesitate. Go over there now. Look over the episode highlights, comments down below, what you like, what you didn't like, what you're scared of. And tomorrow we're going to cover how to tomorrow we're going to discover how you can develop thought-provoking content. All right, so that sums it up for today. Always happy negotiations, and see you tomorrow.